Hello and welcome to Chrome Computing. If you're considering buying a Chromebook but not sure whether it's right for you, then keep on watching. If you're looking to buy a new computer, there's a few to choose from: Microsoft Windows, Apple Mac and the Chromebook. So it can be quite confusing to know which one's right for you. In this video, I'll explain everything you need to know about the Chromebook, and then you'll know whether the Chromebook's right for you or not. There's three things that has made the Chromebook popular, and that's its speed, its security and it's easy to use. So in relation to its speed, it's really fast compared to any other computer you may have used. For example, it takes about 7 seconds from when you've logged in to get open the Chrome browser, start browsing the internet. That's really good when you consider other computers may take quite some time before you even get to the login stage. So it is a really fast computer to use. The best thing as well is it doesn't deteriorate over time. So whether you've had the Chromebook for 1 week or whether you've had it for 4 years, the speed, it doesn't deteriorate. It works the same as it did from the day you bought it. And the reason for that is because the operating system it uses, Chrome OS, is extremely lightweight. So it doesn't need to use all the resources you may get in a typical computer, and that's what makes it fast. One of the other benefits is that it's secure. You don't need antivirus software with a Chromebook, and that's because it's built in. It's built into the operating system. It doesn't need to have that paid antivirus software like you might get with other computers. So that's a good advantage because you don't have to pay a subscription fee to buy antivirus software. Another great thing about the Chromebook is that it's easy to use, and that mainly is because you don't have to worry about the updates. For example, when you get an update, it will happen in the background. You won't even really know about it, or if you want to, you can check in your settings and it will do an update for you. But the updates are seamless. You won't have problems after the update has happened. You won't have problems with your drivers or anything like that. Now, that is not the same when you consider other computers on the market. So the fact that it's fast, secure and easy to use are the three main benefits of the Chromebook. And let's face it, when you consider most of the time we're using the computers in our homes to access the internet, all you need is a Chromebook to access the internet. It's not just that either though, because you do get Android apps on a Chromebook, so you can play Android games, you can use Android productivity software all on your Chromebook, which is great when you consider the hundreds of thousands of Android apps that are available today. Also, most Chromebooks have Linux app support, so if you're considering to use a Chromebook to a bit more advanced level and you want to start using Linux programs, you can do that. It's still in beta mode, so it's not perfect, but it does work. For example, image editing software such as GIMP, which is free to use, that's a Linux program. If you want to, you can use that on your Chromebook with no problems whatsoever. It's also got Audacity, which is sound recording, music recording software, and again, that is free to use. So there are a lot of benefits of owning a Chromebook, and one of them is the price. Yes, they're a bit more expensive than they used to be. You can still get budget Chromebooks, you get mid-range Chromebooks and you get high-spec Chromebooks, but it's the after cost involved of owning a Chromebook is a lot less than it would be if you owned a Microsoft Windows computer, for example, because one, you're not having to buy antivirus software, and you don't really need to buy Office Suite, Microsoft Office Suite. If you want to, by all means you can, and you can use that on a Chromebook by using an Android app, Microsoft Office, and you'll be able to use Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all on your Chromebook. However, if you want to save money, you might as well use the suite that you get with Google for free, because when you have a Chromebook, you have to have a Google account. When you set up a Google account, you get free access to a word processor, a spreadsheet program, and a slides program. And the slides program is very similar to PowerPoint. Not only that, you get 15 gigabyte of cloud computing storage using Google Drive, which is great when you consider the Chromebook is a cloud computer. The idea is that you save everything in the cloud. You won't be able to save programs like Android programs and Linux programs in the cloud. They all install locally. So the best thing to do is to install all of your Android apps and your Linux apps locally, and all your other files just save in the cloud. It's seamless with the Chromebook as well, which is what makes it so great. A couple of years ago, if you asked me about gaming on a Chromebook, I would say no, they're not right for gaming right now. But it's changed a lot in the last year, which is fantastic. You get Android app games, which is more for the casual casual user, but you can also play console style games using Stadia, which is a subscription service from Google. You can also play your PC games. So if you've got games that you use on your PC using Steam, for example, you can play them on your Chromebook using NVIDIA GeForce Play Now, which is also a subscription service. So this means the days of a Chromebook not being great for games is essentially over. And the good thing is you don't need a graphics card, a dedicated graphics card on your Chromebook, because it's all done in the cloud with NVIDIA. So when you're playing a game, it's still using a graphics card, but it's all being processed in the cloud. The only thing you need to play games is a great internet connection. So you would need a really good internet connection. Ideally, if you don't have great Wi-Fi, it's best also to connect it to the Ethernet port. Reasons why I wouldn't choose a Chromebook is more to do if you're looking to do really intensive music production, then Audacity may not be perfect for you. Don't get me wrong, it's a full-on music suite and it's fine to use, but if you're used to other professional music production software, it may not be for you. So you'd have to check whether Audacity has everything you'd need before choosing it if you're into music production. It's the same with video editing. Although you can video edit with Android apps, and I'm sure there's some Linux apps, but I've not really looked. But although you can, there's nothing that's going to beat what's available on Microsoft or Apple at the moment for video editing. I'm talking intensive video editing if you need to add a lot to your videos. So for that as well, I wouldn't be choosing a Chromebook at the moment. Now, in relation to the type you've got available, the Chromebook just simply means a laptop. So that's a laptop, and you can get budget laptops with an 11.6-inch screen right up to a 15-inch screen, and it's the same, you get mid-range and you get high spec, so you can get everything. And the good thing is you do get hybrid Chromebooks. Now, hybrid Chromebooks are Chromebooks that can be used as a laptop, and then you can spin it around 360 degrees, and then it can be used as a tablet. Some also come with a stylus as well, so there's plenty to choose from. If a laptop's not for you, then you can choose a Chromebox. A Chromebox is a desktop computer that runs Chrome OS. It's a lot more smaller than what you'd expect from a traditional type tower computer, so it doesn't take up much space on your desk. And the great thing about the Chromebox is you can then use your own display, you can use your own keyboard, your own mouse, you can connect 2 displays, 14-inch displays. So it's great, so it's perfect. And if I'm being completely honest with you, if you're looking for gaming, then perhaps a Chromebox would be better than a Chromebook. 2 reasons for that: you can have a bigger display, you can have an external mouse, you can have an external keyboard, and also most Chromebook, well, all Chromebox will come with an Ethernet port. And like I said, if you want to stream games, the best way of doing that is to have it directly connected to your router using an Ethernet port. Not all laptops will have an Ethernet port. That doesn't mean you can't still stream games. You just have to make sure you've got a really good Wi-Fi connection. So if you're someone who spends most of their time on the internet, then the Chromebook's going to be right for you anyway. But if that means internet surfing, just browsing the internet, using social media, streaming movies on YouTube, using Netflix, word processing, spreadsheets, graphics programs, Android apps, any Linux apps well, not all Linux app programs, but a lot of Linux apps programs are available on the Chromebook. So there's not much today that you can't do on a Chromebook. So when you consider how easy it is to use, how secure it is, and how fast it is, the Chromebook is a great choice now. There's not much you can't do on a Chromebook anymore. Now, sure, if you've been using Microsoft Windows for many years, you may be a bit concerned about moving over, and I totally get that. But I moved over when they originally launched back in May 2011. Don't get me wrong, I still use Microsoft computers for video editing, but I've moved more and more away from it as more software has become available on the Chromebook. A couple of years ago, I used to do all my image editing back on my Microsoft computer. I don't do any image editing on my Microsoft computer anymore. The only time I ever use a Microsoft computer is when I'm doing video editing. Even's the same with games. Don't get me wrong, not all games will work on NVIDIA GeForce Now Play, so you'd have to look into that, but most of the modern games do. One of the games I love is Anno 1800. That's quite an advanced graphical game. If I play that on my Microsoft computer, it lags a bit, but I do appreciate that I've got a moving parts hard drive on my Microsoft computer. If I had a solid state drive, it may not be the case. But even with that, bearing that in mind, it's an 8GB of RAM, it's got Intel i5, and it's got NVIDIA 8GB GTX 1070 graphics cards. That's a lot of specs but I get better gameplay on my Chromebox when I'm playing that game. So if you're concerned about games and whether they really are that great on a Chromebook, they're really great. All you need to make sure is that that interconnection is working well for you. So whether you're in the UK or the USA, there's plenty to choose from. There is a bit more choice in the USA, and that's because Samsung do make a lot of Chromebooks, and Samsung unfortunately don't make laptops in Europe anymore. So that's one thing to consider. However, if you're in the USA, yes, you've got lots of choice, but if you're in the UK, you've also got lots and lots of choice. There's lots of new manufacturers coming on board. Recently, Lenovo, and they've brought out some great Chromebooks. So if you're looking for a computer and all you want is easy to use, secure and fast, just mainly to surf the internet, then the Chromebook is a great choice. Now, I appreciate you may still have some concerns. If you do and you've still got questions about whether a Chromebook's right for you, then just leave a comment below, and if I can answer, I'll answer for you. I hope this video has helped you to decide whether a Chromebook is right for you or a Chromebox is right for you. If it did, please like below and subscribe to the channel for future videos, and thanks for watching.